All right, guys, this is DJ Wolf Live. Let me stop this right here. I want to talk about this for a second. This is another one of another legend I got to talk about. I did a whole podcast with on my take on the passing of legendary baseball Hall of Famer Hank Aaron and how his home run, record-breaking home run in 1974, breaking Babe Ruth's record, was a teachable moment for me. Now I'm going to talk about another legend. When I was a kid, I was up late nights. I remember my folks had bought me this little radio for Christmas back in 1973, right? So it was one of those little Panasonic. Panasonic had one of these little popular colored radios. They were different colors. They were red and blue and green and yellow and purple and orange, and they had different shapes to it. Of course, this is 1970s. Stuff like that was really cool for kids then. So I got the real one. It was an AM radio, a relatively middle. I'm thinking about looking for one of those again. Now I think about it, but it was like a sphere shape, like a dome or a ball. And I used to listen to it. It had a little red dot on it. My brother actually to this day remember at 3 years old when I used to play radio in our old apartment when we lived in Cleveland, and I listened to the radio all the time. Part of the reason why I did, because my folks used to argue a lot. And I got to a point, the only thing that could get me sleep was listening to radio. I still do that to this day. So fast forward, about 2 years later, I was still doing that. And it was this gal, because there wasn't a whole lot of radio programs on. Well, actually by 1975, more and more radio programs started coming on and staying on late, overnights. One of them happened to be Mutual Broadcasting's Larry King. He was the first radio guy I ever listened to late night, ever, was Larry King. And I listened to him for years, even all the way to the time I was in high school. I think by the time I was in high school, he stopped doing radio, or something along that line. I know. And then the next thing I know, he was on CNN for a number of years, and I watched him on there until CNN gave him the boot about several years ago, which I thought was wrong anyway. I still liked him then. And then he went to work for, I think, what they call RT Television or something like that, and started. I guess he was part of that lineup. Well, like Hank Aaron, Larry King this morning earned his wings. I know he was out sick a few days ago. They said he had came down with the COVID. Well, Larry King, legendary radio talk show host and television talk show host for decades, has passed away at the age of 87. And another legend's gone. He did inspire me to do radio. Matter of fact, he inspired me to do what I'm doing right now as we speak on Spreaker Radio. Radio is something I always thought was a great medium for people like me to be able to express my feelings and discussions about things that I see in life that needs to be addressed. He motivated me. He really did. And I've been doing podcast radio for the better part of about 7 years. And that also inspired me to do what I've been doing, And I've even done Blog Talk Radio for a while. I did Blog Talk Radio for a couple of years. I don't know if I'll ever get back to doing Blog Talk Radio. Didn't have a good following with Blog Talk Radio for some strange reason. But you guys have been hanging in there. And I appreciate that. But Larry King was a very personable type of broadcaster. I mean, he would throw you live softball questions. He would sneak in a little couple of hard ones every now and then. But he wasn't extremely over the top. But he was very personable. You can see that when he interviewed many dignitaries and celebrities. You know, everybody wanted to be on the show. Everybody was on the show. Anybody was on the show. But he was always engaging. And I remember one of the things I used to hear him talk about, and this is when I was listening to Larry King when I used to live in Cleveland, when I grew up in Cleveland. He was like, "Take me to Duke Zebra's." He said it all the time. And I'm like, what is a Duke Zebra? Take me to Duke's. Come to find out, Duke Zebra's is it was a once well-established restaurant right out in Alexandria, Virginia, right out here in the DMV. I've been by Duke Zebra's. I've never been in there, though. But he talked about Duke Zebra's like it was the bomb, you know, like it was the shit. He talked about it all the time at the end of his shows, even as far back as the 1970s. I remember I used to listen to him then. Take me to Duke's. Say it all the time. Yep. So another one of my childhood heroes is gone, man. Yeah, I was a fan of Larry King. I'm not going to lie. I really was. I grew up listening to him, watched him on television, after radio for decades. So, he'll be truly missed. I'm out.